Are you thinking about moving to Charlottesville, Virginia, but you're worried about how much cost of living really is in and around the Charlottesville area? Stick around because today I am going to break down the cost of living in Charlottesville, from housing to lifestyle, and why people love calling this charming city home. First one up is always the big one, and the number one thing that I think most people hear about, and I get a lot of bewildered why, and that is housing cost. Housing cost in Charlottesville is always on the tip of everybody's most concerned list. The median home price for the Charlottesville area is around $532,000. Now, that is about 11% over the national average. This might sound like a lot compared to other parts of Virginia or to the US, but there is a reason why people are drawn here. The stunning Blue Ridge Mountains, the historic charm, and the community vibe are really, really hard to beat. Renters, I hate to bust your bubble, but you're actually looking at about $2,100 a month for a decent 2-bedroom apartment. I've helped a lot of folks and families actually, with rentals now, and I don't do rentals, so don't get me wrong. But it's very easy to find a house for rent for $4,000 to $5,000 a month. It's very easy to find a very nice apartment complex for $2,500 to $3,500 a month. So I don't do rentals, but I wanted to make sure that you were aware too. But here's the deal. Whether you are buying or renting, each neighborhood has its own unique characters. So whether you are really drawn to the artsy, walkable downtown area or to a more suburban feel like Crozet or Hollymead, there really is something for everyone. And here's why you need to reach out to me. I know these neighborhoods inside and out. Let's find the perfect home that suits your budget and lifestyle needs. But again, just as a reminder, I do not do rentals. Now, if you're relocating to the area, you know you're going to buy, but whether you have to start a job immediately or you have to get, say, kids in school, so you have to rent before you buy, totally get that. And I'm happy to help you find that situation. But if you're simply coming for school, coming for a contract, and you know you're doing nothing but rentals, Charlottesville area is set up really rental friendly, meaning everything you could see or need to know or want, you can connect directly with the rental agencies and do everything you need to do. So I don't do rentals. And speaking of finding the perfect fit, stay tuned because I'm going to share how living in Charlottesville can actually save you money in ways that you may not expect. Number 2 on the list, everyday essentials. Now, next up, let's talk about the cost of everyday essentials. Groceries in the Charlottesville area actually align with the national average. Though farmers markets and local produce stands are abundant and can offer fresher, sometimes cheaper options. So whether you love Wegmans, you are a fanatic for Trader Joe's, or you have to go all organic at Whole Foods, you're an enthusiast of Aldi, or you prefer shopping local co-ops, Charlottesville does have options that cater to every different budget. Just remember that. We go from, so I would say out of all the variety of grocery stores or where you could pick up groceries, we're going to go from, when you think about and look at the numbers, we're going to have everything starting from probably most cost affordable, Aldi. We're going to have Walmart Superstore, Target Superstore. We're going to have Food Lion. Food Lions are everywhere. So especially if you're in the county, it's going to be a Food Lion. There in some of the outlying counties, you have IGA still, which again, because they're privately owned. Then you're going to move up. We're going to have several Krogers. We're going to have Wegmans. We're going to have Trader Joe's. And then you're going to start getting into definitely more higher end places like Harris Teeter or Foods of All Nation, which is a fabulous local, very small grocer here in Charlottesville, or just again the Whole Foods, because there's a reason they're called whole paychecks. Let's not screw around. We know that. But the point is we have the full gamut. So whether you are trying to stay on a low end or whether you're like, screw it, I need my free range, holistic, grain fed, sun raised apples, then we have all of it in between. And that again is one of the reasons I think that it's so fabulous here, because I actually do shop at the full gamut. I have Aldi very close to my office, and I will walk up there and grab some of their great treats, quite honestly, at a bargain price. If I run out of a quart of milk, I'm going to run over to Food Line. Easy in, easy out. My major grocery, probably going to do damage at Costco and Wegmans. So again, full gamut. Now, Charlottesville also, what about dining out? Well, let's be honest. I mean, that's one of the big things that Charlottesville is known for, is its dining options, not just the groceries, but a mid-range restaurant meal. So the typical cost for an entree, you're probably looking at $20 to $25 per entree. Is that cheap? No. Is that expensive? Well, to some people it's going to be, but that's going to be about a mid-range meal. I just went and celebrated a birthday with a friend. We ate off the downtown mall. Oh my gosh, so yummy. Great restaurant. And I had lamb birria tacos, and so good. And I want to say they were, either $16 or $18. And the honest truth is they came with two of them, and I ate one for dinner, and then I was completely full because of course there's also chips and salsa. And so I actually made it with two meals, but still falling into that $20 entree range. But don't think that that's all there is. If you're like me and love discovering hidden gems and like mom and pop diners or a fabulous food truck, there are some great budget-friendly options too. Now, one big thing that makes Charlottesville's dining out more expensive, Charlottesville also has an additional 6.5% meals tax added on to all prepared foods and drinks. So that can quickly add and bump up your tab. So if you're going in, you're going to be paying your standard tax that you would for anywhere for the state of Virginia. But then very specifically in Charlottesville, they're going to add on that extra 6.5% for prepared foods and beverages. So it can add up. So I'll let you in on some of my personal favorites in future videos. I don't want to keep you here all day. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you don't miss anything. But you want to know the best part about living in Charlottesville? It's the balance between cost and quality of life. Okay? And I'm about to show you why that's key when you're considering a move. So next up on our list, talking about utilities and transportation. Utilities here in the Charlottesville area. So for one, utilities are dictated. There are very few utilities that you can shop for. Electricity is something you do not shop for. Your address dictates your provider, whether that is a Dominion, which is a very large conglomerate electricity provider, or whether that is a smaller co-op electrical company. So you do not shop for electricity. But here in the area, comparable to the national average, You can still do landlines. Most people don't, but that also is another way to get internet. We have Xfinity cable. We have all the dish cable things. Personally, at my house, we use the free well, it wasn't free when we bought it. We use the digital antenna. It's very thin. It's like a piece of paper. We use that connected to our actual television, streaming internet and streaming through the wavelengths for the antenna. We actually get everything we need. So we don't have a cable bill at all and haven't in quite a while. The other part of that, I don't have time for a lot of TV, so there was no use in spending money on it. When we dropped cable though, that's been at least 4 or 5 years ago. I want to say that it was pushing $200 a month. You don't need that. Now, depending on where you are, what the funny part is, if you're out in one of the counties, but you're up, you could probably get everything you need from streaming both internet and the free antenna because you have great reception overhead. But for planning purposes, expect to pay somewhere around $400 to $500 monthly for electricity, water, basic internet services. My personal house, electricity on average runs $125 to $150 a month. And I like my house cool, so in the summer, my electricity runs closer to $200. My water bill, and we are a household of 3, so our water bill runs normally $30 to $60 a month. So that is our water and septic combined. Again, dictated, that service provider is. An internet service that we use, we actually have fiber internet from a company called Ting, Ting, at my household location. So $150, $250. So yeah, I'm coming in actually about $300 to $350 for all of those services. But again, you want to know. But on average, because some people are going to be paying much more, and like me, I do pay less, but your average, you're probably looking at about $400 a month. Now, another real great perk about the Charlottesville area is the milder climate keeps heating and cooling costs manageable. Now, I was actually talking about this with a client who is selling her house, and in selling her house, we were doing an open house, and the buyers were from out of town, and they were like, well, what kind of heating do you have? And I said, well, we have a HVAC. So most HVAC systems are going to be pure electric. Now, I would say in the past 4 to 5 years, we've started to see more and more dual fuel HVAC systems. So where that is actually really smart and really nice is the electricity is going to maintain the HVAC temperature until it hits 32 degrees. At 32 degrees or below, the dual fuel, which is natural gas or propane, and natural gas is available pretty much throughout Charlottesville and into some locations into Albemarle County, but anything out of that is going to be a propane. So at 32 degrees, that secondary fuel kicks in, and for my northern friends, you know what I'm talking about. It's that warmth. That electric warmth is fine down to about the freezing mark, and it's fine. I mean, my unit, which I just had replaced 4 years ago, is pure electric, and mine is very efficient because, again, it was just replaced 4 years ago. So even when it dips below 32, it's fine. But when you live with it, you notice around that 32 degree mark is when that electric heat just doesn't have that warmth. It's like the electric heat is a sweatshirt on the couch, wearing a sweatshirt on the couch. That dual fuel with the propane or natural gas kicking in for the much cooler temperatures, it's like wearing your sweatshirt and putting your favorite comfy blanket on top of you. So there's a difference. One, you may not want it that way, and that's fine, but there is a natural difference. So keeping that in mind, one of the bonuses of Charlottesville area, overall, moderate in temperatures. Now, let's switch and mention transportation. When it comes to getting around Charlottesville's public transportation options are reasonable for a small city. The CAT, which is the Charlottesville Albemarle Transit bus system, trolley system, is reliable within the city itself, and also the city itself, a lot of it is walkable. There are a few grocery deserts, meaning you probably are going to have to take transportation to a grocery store. But anyways, also the city they really have made great strides in being bike friendly, which has been fabulous. Also, so when you think about it, the CAT bus systems, the walkability and the bike friendly is also going to be cutting down on your fuel costs. Well, what about fuel costs for transportation, Pam? I just filled up. I use Costco gas. Costco gas is located just right outside. No, it's in Albemarle, but it's just right out on the northern edge of the city of Charlottesville itself. I just filled up. My gas for regular unleaded was $2.89 a gallon. So absolutely below the national average. That often surprises a lot of people, but very naturally, our gas prices do fall a little bit below. And like anywhere, your gas prices are going to also be dependent on where you get it. If you fill up at the Exxon right off of 64, you're probably going to be looking at 40 cents more a gallon. You come in, you go to Costco, you're probably looking at $2.89. Again, regular gas. You go over to the Wawa, it might be $3. So there's a full variety. But right now, we are in just the beginning of November, and that's what the gas prices are looking like. So if you're moving from a major city, you might find saving money on commuting costs. Our average commuter time and length, 15 minutes. And who doesn't want a shorter, more scenic drive to work? Hello? Plus, we find that we're getting a lot of digital nomads. So we see a lot of folks who are working from home. There you go. So are you still with me? Good. Because up next, I want to tell you about an often overlooked aspect of living in Charlottesville that could make the difference in your budget. Next up, health care and lifestyle, right? So that falls into that whole adulting budget. Health care is another critical cost to consider. Now, thankfully, Charlottesville is home to a highly ranked and regarded UVA medical center, which provides excellent care. Health insurance premiums are going to vary. Several years ago, several of the healthcare insurers actually dropped out of the marketplace. So we saw a huge spike increase in premiums. But if your healthcare is being provided by your workplace, you're probably really going to love the healthcare. If you're buying off the marketplace, we now have a lot of options. The whole platinum, gold, silver, yada, 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 pays for nothing unless you die or get electrocuted, all the way up to it pays for everything. So there is more competition, which is keeping costs reasonable. I am an independent contractor as a realtor, so I buy off the marketplace. To give you an idea, my premiums run about $400 a month, and that is just for me. So that is my medical, that is my scripts, that does not include dental or eye. So just to give you an idea, but that is, again, we have a real large variety. Now, let's talk about lifestyle. Want to join a gym? Take a yoga class? Or just be a part of a co-op working space? So you will find a wide range of options, from luxury facilities to more budget-friendly community centers. There's everything from yoga. We have goat yoga. I believe we have puppy yoga. We have the YMCA. We have ACAC. which offers every class you can ever imagine and indoor pools and everything going on. That is all going to be whatever is the friendliest with your budget. For those who love the outdoors, hiking and scenic drives, the natural attractions are free, making weekend adventures affordable and memorable. There are so many options that you can reach for free, but to go on to the parkway, to actually go through the skyline, get onto the parkway, that does cost money. Unless I think there is a senior pass and a military pass maybe that you apply for, and it's free. So that would put it right into the perfectly affordable category. Next up on our list, number 5, child care costs. I know this is not going to affect everybody, but it is something that I hear can be a challenge in the Charlottesville area. For families with young children, child care is a significant part of your budget. Something you're going to want to plan on when considering moving to the Charlottesville area. The average cost of full-time daycare in Charlottesville can range $100 a week, but the average is about $2,400 a month, depending on the type of care you choose. Again, the average is coming out of two things: full-time, and this is going to be averaging everything, whether it's a large center all the way down to a smaller in-home care provider, or maybe a nanny or a nanny share. Preschool programs, especially those that are part of the school system, chef's kiss. I have nothing but praise for those amazing school systems and for those programs. Preschool programs, especially those that are part of reputable schools, can be higher in cost, but also come with a strong educational benefit. Places, private schools, St. Anne's Belfield, Covenant School, a Waldorf School, things like that. One of the perks of living here, though, is the range of quality options that are available, including programs affiliated with the University of Virginia and other reputable institutions. It's still a line item budget thing you need to consider. So there you have it. Now you can see why Charlottesville is not just a place to live. It's honestly a place to thrive. With its balance of affordability and quality of life, you really do and can get the best of both worlds. And remember, if you're considering making a move to Charlottesville, I'm here to help and guide you every step of the way. Reach out with any questions or to start the planning of your move. My name is Pam. I'm your local realtor who has grown up here. I know this area, I know these neighborhoods, and I am not, you've heard me say in other videos, and if not, go check out some other videos. I'm not the Chamber of Commerce, not my job to sell you anything. This is a very personal, very expensive thing that I know you're considering. That's why I wanted to talk about the cost of living in the Charlottesville area. There are options. So reach out to me with any questions. I'm your local realtor who specializes with those relocating, no matter if it's within the area of Charlottesville, because people moved in, they made a mistake, and now they're relocating within the community, or if you're relocating from out of the state. I've helped so many folks who have moved from Texas, California, Connecticut, Hawaii, Florida, so many places. I'm ready to help you find your place in this beautiful city. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for spending some time with me. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure you like, subscribe, and share it with anyone you think it would help with making the move to Charlottesville. Leave a comment below if you have questions or if you have topics you'd like me to cover in future videos. Whether that is, well, Pam, what about the X neighborhood? Well, Pam, what about X County? I'm happy to entertain all topics. Truly, I'm only doing this to make it easier for you. Not my job again to sell you. I want to give you the information. Charlottesville's not going to be the right place for every single person, and that's okay. Not a big deal. But I want you to know, I don't want you to make that expensive commitment of time and money and stress, which would be more time and money because then you have to, anyways. Until next time, look forward to helping you with living in Charlottesville. Have a great afternoon and check out some of my other playlists on Charlottesville and the surrounding area. Bye.